Preschool. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. I just posted a picture of Gemma taking a nap because I said,
I was just closing my eyes.
I'm going to send out a remind text and tell everybody that we're going live. And she's like, okay, I'll be over here. And I look over and she's laying down on the ground.
Closing my eyes.
Anyway, we actually had a really good day. No reason to especially
really
be tired. But we thought we would hop on live and share some of our learning centers with you. It's been a couple weeks since we've done this.
We've shown bits and pieces of them, but not in one.
You know, it just gets a little crazy in the spring. Not just in our classroom, but just in general life craziness for us. So we are going to share 5 centers with you, and I'll kind of just like pan around the room. If you have any questions about things that you see, you're welcome to ask. And hopefully we can share some ideas that you can use with your own students. Did I get it all?
Yeah,
Okay.
So.
We do centers for about 2 hours each day. The students are free to move around at their own pace and choose their own centers. We let them negotiate the space in terms of how many kids are at each place and how long they'd like to stay there. And we meet them where they're at and try to interact with them there and introduce new concepts in the centers. So here goes. All right, I'm gonna
What do we do first?
Let's do this
one?
where we're sitting here at the yellow circle table. I think Gemma's gonna take over and I'll do the camera.
I'll take over, yes. Here we go. Let's go.
Here goes.
Yeah.
Okay, so our classroom is set up. There's a wooden place here with the wooden floor, but most of our centers are over on the carpet area. So this yellow circle table this week is a literacy center, and we are using cookie sheets, and they are sorting their name letters, or the letters in this box, into 2 groups. Either yes, it's a letter in their name, or no, it's not in their name.
I would not know they have mine.
It would just be Gemma.
It would just be Gemma.
We have these papers are actually a printable from my name worksheet set, but we have also in the past just drawn a line down the middle of a piece of construction paper and written yes and no at the top. So sorting letters into yes in their name or no, not in my name is a really good literacy activity for our kids who at this point in the year are mostly spelling and
we thought it would be
recognizing
a
their
good
names.
idea to make it a bit more interesting to put them on the cookie sheet. And I was like, Jamie, this is so clever. Look, they don't move. And she's like, I put magnet tape on the back. I'm like, oh yeah, so you did.
So Xyron, XYRON, which is our laminator, they make a roll of magnetic tape. It's like Scotch tape, but it's magnetic. So I just put a little piece on the back of those papers so they don't slide around.
And then the names are in one of your...
Yeah, those are from the name songs for Circle Time. So. Alrighty, so that's our literacy center. Maybe we'll go over and show the prop boxes. We've shared, this is our Circle Time carpet, and we're doing in the middle of our nursery rhyme unit. And we've shared how we do the props for each nursery rhyme, but I don't think I've ever showed you how we store them. So over here is sort of the area where we switch out the toys and games, puzzles, and things each week. And we have gathered up the props for each nursery rhyme in these buckets. So we have the little storytelling cards, and then some of the nursery rhymes we have tiny little books, little emergent reader books, and we've just put a few props in each one. I've shared those in another video, but we just put a few props in each box so that the kids can take the box out and either sit here at the carpet or over at the tables and retell the nursery rhyme. So I think we've got that one that she just pulled out.
1, 2, buckle my shoe. We have Jack be nimble. We don't have very
Jack
much
be quick.
in this one.
Well, it was kind of quick. He just jumped over the candlestick.
There's not much to it. Okay, so they can pull it out and practice jumping over the candlestick. There's Humpty Dumpty.
I shared that one the other day. Yesterday. Yeah.
No, I did.
Oh,
Mary had a little lamp. Well, in this
we
one,
have a lot of
Mary
lamps.
had lots of lamps.
That would be good for Little Bo Peep too.
Yeah.
This one at the bottom is the Hey Diddle Diddle.
It also has got a whole bunch of things. We shared this once as well with the puppets and the violin, the moon, and the
Cow in a dog costume, and then the Jack and Jill is just the crown and the pail, and they love to act that out and pretend like they're falling down. So
all over. Humpty Dumpty, they like to be the one to fall off the wall.
they do like to fall off the wall. I do not have a printable for the pointer sign, Kathy. Sorry, send me an email, I'll send it to you. Okay, and then over here at, so this is our classroom. I don't know if we've done a full pan view for for a while. It's a pretty big room. We've shared the pizza parlor, so I shared that earlier in the week. If you haven't watched that video, there's one a couple days ago from the pizza parlor, which is our dramatic play. But here in the middle is our sensory table. And earlier in March, we had those lentils and split peas, and they were filling the piggy banks with gold coins. But this week, we just decided to change it up because it's almost spring.
This is such a fun center. It's kind of messy.
It's a little messy, but super fun.
And you have to kind of keep on top of it.
I'm going to step back just a little bit so I can show you. So this is our sensory table, and we put it on a shower curtain underneath, and then there's also a beach towel and a bucket.
Yes.
And all we did was put out 3 pots of colored water in the primary colors, red, yellow, and blue. And then in the table, they have empty cups and turkey basters. So they can make new colors. It's a really good fine motor for their hand strength and practicing that squeezing motion. And you should hear their excitement when they make a new.
I made green!
What?
Okay, so when they make it, we just have them walk over it and dump it in our bucket.
Dump it in the 5-gallon bucket.
It's brown, and they're like,
Ew.
ew, brown.
That 5-gallon bucket will last us the whole morning, so we don't really have to empty it until the end. But we often have to fill these up. You see up here, I've got pictures of water up by my fish tank up there in the right corner. What color did you make, Miss Gemma?
A very weak purple.
How did you do that?
Red and blue.
The only thing is you really have to teach this center that they only take the water out of the middle pitchers, that they can take any water that they want out, but they can't put anything
They
back.
can't put it back in here.
Don't put anything in the square ones is what we tell them.
So when they're just learning how to use this, you'll find that they think they've emptied it, they'll put it in and then let go of it and have some still in here and choose a different color.
It gets all mixed up, but it's part of the learning process.
Yeah, we don't do it very often, just at the beginning and
Then they get the hang of it. So this is the last week for that. It's just a quick one. It's labor intensive for us to keep filling up the water all
Yeah, and then
day.
you normally get a brown picture.
Yeah, we have to like clean the sensory table out, so it's just good for us for about a week. Over here at the block center, I know that we talked about it a lot, but we change out the supplies over here. And so since we're doing Nursery Rhymes, we've added a basket of Humpty Dumpty eggs. I just
Your
drew.
Humpties are very happy.
They are really
When
happy.
I did a Humpty Dumpty thing the other day for my science thing, I made my Humpty very sad.
Because they're falling. Maybe he doesn't know he's gonna fall.
I don't know, maybe.
And then we just put out different materials. The yellow, blue, and red brick blocks are always there. And then over here, sorry, behind you, John. These wooden blocks are always there. We kind of switch out that middle shelf. But this shelf that Gemma's playing with now, we switch out. You know, we put cars or train tracks or.
So the kids actually asked to put these out the other day. They went out and they're like,
We need
build a
roads."
road
Yeah.
So our Humpties can drive.
Whatever it was,
fair
yeah.
enough. If they're asking for it, I'm putting it out.
Right. So we just kind of changed that shelf. You know, we put, like I said, we put train tracks, or we put people, we put farm animals. Right now it's got those Humpty Dumpty eggs, some Magna tiles, some paper towel rolls, and some cars and roadblocks. And then it's our art easel, and like I said, our dramatic play area. We've shared all of that. And then the last one that I wanted to show you was we have this easy fun center at the science area. Oh, and you can see here, there's our trash in our dish bucket. But what we did here was we got some plastic Easter eggs in 2 different colors. There's 8 orange ones and 8 purple ones. And we put different objects on the inside.
I'm trying to find one that's quite noisy. Okay, so I have to find one that sounds the same.
So they're taped together so the kids can't open them up. And they have to try to find.
That doesn't sound the same. Nope. No. Okay. And that one, that's sneaky. Not quite. You sure it's in him, Jamie?
Pretty sure.
Hey!
And so they just have to use their sense of hearing to find 2 eggs that are the same. Jennifer's asking how often we change the science center. We do that one weekly. All right, I'm gonna sit back down. Hold on. We change the science center weekly, most of the time. Sorry. And dramatic play, like I said, 2 weeks out of the month. Blocks, we just kind of switch out weekly or so. And usually the sensory table is the same for the whole month, and we just change out the manipulatives that we put in it, if it's tongs or tweezers or scoops or whatever. But like I said, we just, for the last month or the last week here before spring break, we just changed out the dry ingredients and put the color mix in. So.
Yeah, we did that with another one that there's Insta Snowy in there.
Because it doesn't last very long. And the water.
And this gets really messy and the water day. It gets really messy. You have to clean it every day. And normally as you're going along as well, because they'll use those things in 10 minutes.
They can go through that whole picture in 10 minutes. In a smaller class, I would just say pick and choose, a couple of the areas that are really high interest. And they also don't have to be their own area. Like those eggs you could just put on a tray on a shelf. If you don't have a big sensory table like this, another way that we really like to do it is to give them cups of red, yellow, and blue and let them mix them in an ice cube tray with an eyedropper. I'll put a link to some pictures when we've done that.
This is like the big version of that.
Yeah, so I mean, just adapt, use the ideas maybe that we've shared and adapt them for the space and kids that you have. You're so funny, Kathy. We should wear crowns because we're the pre-K queens. I don't know about that.
I don't know. That's a big title to live up to.
We're just getting by, really, just like the rest of you, we promise. This is definitely a high maintenance sensory table. Exactly.
But you'll find that most of them will be there. We could only have 5 at a time because we only have 5 turkey basters, so they had to work that out, which is good for them.
It's still high
but it
maintenance
definitely
for us,
is. You'll find that if there's 5 places, there's going to be 5 kids there.
Somebody else, I saw a comment when we were talking, asked about kids who tend to go to the same centers all the time. And we actually, we always, invite them to something new. Hey, I put out new paint at the easel. Would you like to try that? Or, come with me. I've got this great new thing. We really feel like the burden is on us to make the other centers really enticing so that they can't pass them up. If it's with sensory materials or with something that's really, that they can't keep their hands off of.
The other thing is actually sitting at the new centers yourself. So that you don't just say, hey, there's a new center over there. And if you're sitting there actually doing it yourself, they're going to come over and see what you're doing.
If you sit there, they will come.
They will come. They will come.
The other thing is we don't really fret about it too much. We had a year. This year our kids are pretty. They're pretty good. Pretty good about moving around. But we had kids. They're probably in 3rd or 4th grade now. 4th.
I don't know which group.
5th. I was thinking of like the blocks at Jack and Easton. Right. We had some kids and they wanted to build in the blocks. 4th grade. They wanted to build in the blocks every single day. But we would put new things over there, and we have these photographs of them with these crazy, intricate structures with bridges and
my goodness.
And
they would be discussing what they're going to plan, how they're going to do it. They would write signs to say, don't knock it down, we want to work on it tomorrow.
We put books over there about different structures and buildings, and they were reading them, and we had no desire to say, you can't do blocks today, you do blocks every day, because they were learning so much at that center. And so we really feel like the burden is on us as teachers if a kid is going to pick the same center every day to make sure that everything they need to know they can learn in that center, that there are books there, there's writing there, there's math.
They would draw plans.
Oh my
for
goodness,
what they were going to
they
do
had like
the next
books.
day.
It was
really
crazy.
amazing.
They were, we haven't had a class like that does blocks like that.
No,
it was insane. They'd get every block out,
but nothing quite as detailed as that.
Right, and then they would leave them up. If they were here for 3 days straight, they would leave them up for 3 days, and it never bothered us. We never felt like we need to say, you can't do blocks today. You've done that every day for a month.
You haven't read a book.
Or you have to come do dramatic play, because it was like they're getting everything they need at that center. So it doesn't really bother us too much. We try to just make sure.
And then if you stress about it, then they're going to stress about it, and there's no
point in stressing in preschool.
If you're relaxed, then they're relaxed.
Just
lay down on the carpet, take a nap.
We're so
I promise
chill
I
here.
don't do that when the kids are here. Well, if I did lay down, they'd all be sitting on top of me.
That's true. That would be fun. So, anyway, if you have any more questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments. We will try to hop back on and reply to them. Thank you for joining us today. We hope you have fun playing and learning with your kiddos. And
see you again next time.
Bye, everybody.